What if I told you that millions of people have handled a coin worth just 1 cent, while completely missing the fact that some examples could be worth far more than their face value? Even more surprising, one of those coins might be sitting in an old jar, a dresser drawer, or a forgotten piggy bank right now. The coin we're talking about is the 1995 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a small piece of everyday change that has captured the attention of collectors across the United States. At first glance, the 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln penny looks completely ordinary. It is the kind of coin most people would spend without a second thought. But hidden within certain examples are details that have turned this common penny into a fascinating collectible. Some have sold for impressive prices, while others remain tucked away in collections waiting to be discovered. To understand why this coin attracts so much attention, we first need to look at its history. The year was 1995. The United States was experiencing a period of economic growth, and cash transactions were still a major part of everyday life. Pennies were being produced by the hundreds of millions to meet demand. The Lincoln cent had already been part of American currency for more than 80 years, having first appeared in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1995, the Lincoln penny had become one of the most familiar coins in the country. People saw it every day but rarely stopped to examine it closely. Most 1995 pennies were struck at either the Philadelphia Mint or the Denver Mint. Coins produced in Denver carried a small D mint mark beneath the date. Coins struck in Philadelphia generally carried no mint mark at all. This is an important detail because many people hear the phrase no mint mark and immediately assume they have found a rare error coin. In reality, a 1995 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was the standard production from Philadelphia. That means most 1995 no mint mark pennies are common and worth only face value in circulated condition. So if the no mint mark itself is normal, where does the excitement come from? The answer lies in condition, rarity within high grades, and most importantly, a famous variety known as the 1995 double die obverse. Before we get to that famous variety, let's take a closer look at the coin itself. The 1995 Lincoln penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front. This design was created by Victor David Brenner and remains one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. Above Lincoln's head appears the motto, "In God We Trust." The word liberty is located to the left, while the date 1995 appears on the right. The reverse side features the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959. If you look carefully, you can even see a tiny representation of Lincoln seated inside the memorial. This unique feature makes the Lincoln cent one of the few coins in the world to depict the same person on both sides of the coin. The coin is made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating. Since 1982, most Lincoln cents have been struck using this composition rather than the older bronze alloy. The coin weighs approximately 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. On the surface, there is nothing especially unusual about the standard 1995 Philadelphia penny. Yet collectors continue searching through rolls and jars of these coins because of the possibility of finding something much more valuable. The most famous example is the 1995 double die obverse variety. A double die occurs during the manufacturing process when the design used to create coins receives an unintended doubling effect. As a result, certain letters, numbers, or design elements appear doubled on the finished coin. On the 1995 double die obverse penny, the doubling is especially noticeable on the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust. Instead of crisp single letters, collectors can see clear separation and duplication in the lettering. This variety became one of the most recognized modern double die coins because the doubling is visible without specialized equipment. Even casual collectors can often spot it with a simple magnifying glass. Millions of people began checking their pocket change after news of the variety spread through the collecting community. Suddenly, a seemingly ordinary penny became the subject of nationwide treasure hunts. The value difference between a normal 1995 no-mint mark penny and the double die variety can be dramatic. A regular circulated 1995 Philadelphia penny is generally worth only 1 cent. Even uncirculated examples may sell for just a small premium depending on condition. However, the 1995 double die obverse tells a very different story. Examples showing clear doubling and preserved in excellent condition can sell for tens, hundreds, or even thousands of dollars depending on grade. Coins certified by professional grading services often attract strong interest from collectors seeking well-preserved examples. Condition plays a huge role in determining value. A coin that spent years in circulation may show scratches, discoloration, and wear. A coin preserved from the day it was struck may retain original mint luster and sharp details. Those differences can have a major impact on collector demand. Auction records provide some impressive examples. Ordinary circulated pieces generally remain inexpensive. Yet certified high-grade examples of the double die variety have sold for hundreds of dollars. In exceptional grades, some specimens have reached prices well into the thousands. The combination of a popular error, widespread recognition, and strong collector demand continues to support interest in these coins. Of course, not every coin advertised online is genuine. That raises an important question. How can collectors identify a real 1995 double die penny and avoid fakes or misunderstandings? The first step is understanding what genuine doubling looks like. True double die doubling occurs during the creation of the coin's design and appears as a distinct separation in the lettering. The doubling should look natural and consistent rather than blurry or distorted. Many beginners mistake machine doubling for a double die. Machine doubling happens during the striking process and often creates a flat, shelf-like appearance rather than true duplicated letters. Machine doubling is much more common and usually does not add significant value. Collectors should pay particular attention to the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." These are the areas where the authentic 1995 double die variety shows its most recognizable characteristics. Weight can also be useful. A genuine 1995 penny should weigh approximately 2.5 grams. Significant differences could indicate damage, alteration, or another issue. When dealing with potentially valuable examples, professional authentication is often the safest option. Third-party grading services can verify authenticity and assign an official grade, helping collectors understand the coin's true market value. Beyond the famous double die, the 1995 no-mint mark penny offers several surprising facts. One of the most interesting is how many people unknowingly own them. Because Philadelphia pennies from 1995 were produced in enormous numbers, they continue to appear in circulation even decades later. Another fascinating detail involves the Lincoln Memorial reverse. Most people never notice the tiny image of Lincoln seated inside the memorial. Once you see it, however, it becomes difficult to ignore. The coin also represents an important era in American coin production. It was struck during the zinc cent period that followed the composition change of the early 1980s. This change was made largely because rising metal costs made the older bronze cents too expensive to produce. Many collectors remember the excitement that followed the discovery of the 1995 double die variety. Coin magazines, hobby publications, and collector clubs discussed the coin extensively. For many people, it served as an introduction to the world of coin collecting. Perhaps that is one reason the coin remains so popular today. Collectors love stories, and the 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln penny offers a great one. It is a reminder that valuable discoveries can sometimes hide in the most ordinary places. Unlike rare gold coins locked away in vaults, this was a coin that passed through grocery stores, gas stations, vending machines, and cash registers across America. The possibility of finding a valuable variety in everyday change adds an element of excitement that never seems to disappear. Even experienced collectors still search through rolls of pennies hoping to spot that distinctive doubling. For newer collectors, the coin serves as a perfect entry point into the hobby. It is affordable, easy to find, and rich with history. Learning to identify varieties teaches important collecting skills while providing the thrill of a potential discovery. More than 30 years after it was minted, the 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln penny continues to attract attention. Most examples remain common, but the famous double die variety has secured its place in modern coin collecting history. So the next time you come across a handful of pennies, take a closer look before spending them. That ordinary cent may not be as ordinary as it seems. Hidden among countless common coins could be a small piece of American numismatic history, waiting patiently for someone to notice the details. And that is what makes coin collecting so fascinating. Every coin has a story, but some stories remain hidden until someone takes the time to look closer. The 1995 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny proves that even the smallest denomination in your pocket can hold surprises. And sometimes, those surprises are worth far more than a single cent.